Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Khadija from Couple Unfiltered. This is something which I've always wanted to do, and so finally I got the chance, and credit goes to my husband. Yes, narrating has always been my passion. So today I'm going to narrate a story written by my husband, Mr. Faraz. Yes, I would say he's the writer, the storyteller who can narrate the stories or create the stories on the spot with great creativity. He's full of imaginative skills, I would say. He is well read and talented person. I'm proud of him. So, guys, just fasten your seatbelts and get ready for the bumpy ride. Yes, here it begins. Enjoy the moment.
Eye of the storm.
It started as a whisper and then turned into a storm of raging fury, whirling and roaring in its glory, destroying anyone in its path and making sure that there is no one to challenge it. It was one hell of a day for Dr. Sharma, as he was on his usual schedule for his clinic, and later in the evening he planned to visit an orphanage for his weekly sessions on the use of first aid and just help the kids out. He did these things not for money, but for his mere satisfaction, as he was an orphan himself, roaming around the streets in need of help. The weather seems a bit windy than usual, with cold drizzles accompanied by hail occasionally. The weather broadcast was full of storm warnings and predictions, but as Dr. Sharma was too late to wake up early, so he was unable to listen to these warnings and was in his car or his way to his clinic. He did notice the sudden change of weather, but this is nothing new in his town, as the folks of Greenville were accustomed to such sudden changes in weather. But later, he'll wish that he could have known about these warnings. "Holy shit," said the reporter on his way to the beach, where he will be broadcasting live about the storm, which has been aptly named Hurricane Styles. It has been just upgraded to level 3 and expected to go even further on the scale. It took more than the usual time for Dr. Sharma to reach his clinic due to heavy rain, which started to pour. While he was on the way, the rain was so dense that he was unable to push the speed more than 30 at the speedometer, as it became difficult to see the road. The visibility was really poor. He thought he should have remained at home. He parked his Volkswagen Beetle in the parking and unlocked the clinic door. His helper Tom was late again, so he thought. He went inside, but the lights were out and it was freezing outside. Hurricane Styles was getting bigger and stronger while passing over the Gulf of Marda. The evacuations on the coast were already in progress. It was a tall task for the authorities to evacuate 10,000 people from the coastal areas, which were quite highly populated and flourishing at a fast pace. The roads were filled with traffic with equal amount of government and private vehicles. It was one heck of a day for the Greenvillers. Sorry. Dr. Sharma was really frustrated by this weather and little bit afraid of the outcome, as by now he knew exactly the reason behind this weather. He was informed by one of his patients whom he called for the pending appointment that this is a hurricane effect and advised him to stay indoors or try to contact the authorities as it was getting worse outside. Knock, knock on the glass door of his clinic, which was looking quite haunting without the lights, as the shadows caused by the outside thunder and lightning was a sight to behold. Knock, knock again on the door. This more rapidly, more of a thrashing someone really wanted in. Dr. Sharma opened the door. It was Sasha Rose, who lived a block away, drenched and scared. She just ran in as solace from the havoc outside. She was panting and breathing hard. Seeing her, doctor asked, "Are you okay, Sasha?" She was in really bad shape, fully drenched and shivering rapidly. Dr. Sharma gave her his coat and accompanied her to the sofa. He asked, "You didn't answer my question. How are you feeling? Are you hurt? And what are you doing out in this weather?" She looked really weak and shocked. After drinking 2 whole glasses of water, she said, "I'm fine, but my friend," she said, and started crying. Dr. Sharma tried to console her and asked, "What happened to your friend? Is she safe?" She just looked in the darkness of the clinic for a while. As tears running down her cheeks, she said, "Me and my friend Vanessa were driving back to our house for the shelter from the storm. Vanessa was on an office trip to the town and they were out for the breakfast to this old place they used to visit in their childhood. Weather was little off today, but Vanessa insisted on going as she was going back to her town tomorrow. As they reached half the distance, Mrs. Rose called them and asked them to come back home immediately as weather has worsened and the news is broadcasting hurricane warnings all over. While coming back, the rains and the hails had worsened and the visibility was really low. Suddenly, out of nowhere, they were hit by this car from passenger's side. As unconsciousness was gripping them, they saw their faces one last time. The evacuation was going quite well. As per planned, Governor Mannan Ali was really pleased with himself. He was a dignified man, hard-working, and has a very strong principles. He had been the governor of this town for past 12 years, never lost since his inception in the politics, highly respected among his colleagues with his heavy stature and long beard almost touching his chest. He was keeping a close eye on the situation and constantly checking with his subordinates on the progress of this issue. News flash from Weather Department: Hurricane Styles has just been upgraded to level 5. And it is the worst one since Hurricane Kathy of 1947, which was just a level 4 hurricane. The odds were definitely not in his favor today. The shivering has stopped and Sasha was feeling much better. She continued, after waking up in her car, pinned to her driver's seat by a seat belt, she saw her friend covered in blood caused by the lacerations due to impact. Vanessa was not breathing. Sasha just felt paralyzed by the shock, sitting there staring at the corpse for her best friend beside her. It was a haunting moment. After some time, she gathered herself up and got out of the car, shivering and scared as hell. She just ran without giving any thought to car crash. She ran crying and screaming for help. Fortunately, she saw and recognized the glimmering yellow beetle of Dr. Sharma, which is one of a kind in this part of town. She just went straight to his clinic for any help he can provide. Dr. Sharma was really saddened after hearing about the demise of Vanessa. He tried to call Sasha's her mom informing her about the well-being of her daughter, but there was no reception. The storm has worsened, as one can feel it, the air gushing and trying to tear through everything in our path. It was really a nightmare, a very bad one. The reporter was shouting at the driver to drive faster so that they can get as far as they can from the shoreline. Just after setting up the instrument and was about to broadcast the live update on the storm, a huge wave of water just washed them away. They were really lucky that no one was hurt, and they ran for their van, which is now running in full swing towards one of closest rehabilitation center set up by the Hurricane Control Department for shelter. Suddenly it started hailing. Hails the size of a golf balls pouring on their van. The reporter was scared to death and really praying hard. Boom! A lightning strike on the antenna of the van, frying every instrument, and the van broke down. They were only saved because of the leather tires of the van, which let the electricity to pass through. Also, they came prepared for any such things to happen, equipped with leather boots and gloves. But still now, they were stuck and can't go anywhere. All three of them were shivering as hell as cracks started to appear on their windshield. It was really bad day for all of them. Dr. Sharma just gave up after trying all the numbers on his phone. For God knows how many times he sat there with Sasha, who was still in shock, trying to be strong, at least for her sake, so that she can feel safe. He knows inside his heart it is quite difficult for both of them to survive this hurricane, as the clinic roof was barely holding up to the violent winds, lightning and hails. It will be just a matter of time for them to move out or die inside. He was thinking hard for all the viable options, which were all running out at a very fast pace. Suddenly, out of nowhere, his phone rang. He just jumped out of excitement. The call was from his friend Dan at the Hurricane Control Department. It was really a miracle. Dan took a breath of relief after he heard the voice of his oldest friends. They were both orphans and were friends since they were toddlers. He asked him about his well-being and whether he is safe. Dr. Sharma was really happy. He also explained him about the situation in the clinic. The reception was not good, but they managed the info exchange somehow. Dan asked them remain inside. He will try to do everything in his power to help them out. Then he also informed them about the nature of the storm and its severity. The room was full of reporters. Governor Ali was just getting prepared for the statewide address about the hurricane and its impact on the small town of Greenville, as he was really happy with the success of his evacuation plan, saving thousands of lives. But sadly, the property destruction cannot be averted. It will take a huge chunk of state budget to fix things and rebuilding of the town, and he was not happy about that. As the water level rose and started entering the van from below, the reporter and his colleagues panicked. The storm is still going in full swing, preventing them from going out to seek shelter. And now this, he really cursed himself for being a part of this assignment, and also taking two others with him. He was really angry at the circumstances. Suddenly, the windshield crashed. The roof has started dripping. The cold air was gushing in from every available crack. The clinic has become unbearable cold. Dr. Sharma and Sasha were both shivering in cold. They can't go out because of golf-sized hails and winds capable of blowing away even cars, and they also can't stay in for long, otherwise they may get hypothermia, which is not a good option in this situation. Sasha asked, "What should we do now? The water and air has made it unbearable to stay. I don't think the roof will withstand all this anymore. It will collapse any time. What should we do?" The doctor has never thought about being stuck in this situation. He was panicking inside but wants to stay strong for this girl. He said, "Help will come very soon, my friend. At the HCD will send help. Don't worry." She didn't hear any of this, as his voice was muffled by the glass windows, which broke one by one, leaving the broken glass all over the place. The cold wind with rainwater entered triumphantly, making the situation even worse. Sasha panicked and tried to run out, but Dr. Sharma caught her hand and stopped her from making the situation even worse. The ground floor must be flooded with water by now. There is no escape. They have to stay in the clinic and survive, thought Dr. Sharma. Suddenly, the winds calmed down and the rains became drizzles. It became too silent. Both were shocked. They thought that it is over, but the good doctor knows something was wrong. The situation was alarming in the Hurricane Control Department headquarters. Greenville was now under what is called the center or the eye of the hurricane, which is really a bizarre place to be in. It gives you the illusion that the hurricane has passed, but it's the opposite. It's kind of a breather that shows that the worst is yet to come. There was huge hustle and bustle in the office, as this is by far the worst hurricane ever to be recorded on the West Shore, Greenville County, and it is the most damaging one. "Thank God," said the reporter, as the breather provided by the convergence of the eye that gave them some time to break into one of the close by shops for shelter from the things yet to come. They know one thing, that this is not the end. The worst is yet to come. The view of the eye was really magnificent. It was like viewing the sky from a funnel of air. The wind blowing was a little rough, but it was bearable, thought Dr. Sharma. While glancing at the sky from one of the broken windows, it was quite mesmerizing. But the problem was not over. They were trapped inside the clinic, as the water has flooded the streets and it was cold as hell. They have to do something to protect themselves. If the roof gave away, which was quite inevitable, Sasha was shivering from the cold air and aftershock. She was really feeling sad. She thought, this is it. They will never survive this. She was feeling really miserable. Suddenly, it hit the eye, has passed, and the storm has started gaining its ferocity. Dr. Sharma took Sasha and they both ducked under the doctor's table. It was a strong mahogany desk with Italian carvings on it. Dr. Sharma was a big fan of Italian design. He has ordered this table specially handmade from Italy. It was the only place which can protect them from the roof collapse. They both tucked themselves in the same coat so that they can keep each other warm. The winds were stronger than before, sucking everything in their path. Many old buildings were totally destroyed. They were thirsty and hungry for more. This is the nature's way of telling us who is the boss here, thought Dan at the Hurricane Control Center. They were helpless as the winds had destroyed one of the rescue vehicles and took down one of the helicopters too. As they were not able to help anyone, he was really worried about his friend. It gave away the roof, just got picked up by the wind, exposing them completely. The table above them started to hover and also got sucked into the raging fury of hurricane. It was their time to face the same. Sasha got sucked in the wind, trying hard to hold into anything around. In all this commotion, she caught something. It was a water pipe running across the room, must be part of the fire system. But Dr. Sharma was not fortunate enough. He got sucked into the raging clouds of wind. Sasha cried out his name, tried to give him her hand, but it was too late. He was gone. Sasha was grasping hard on the steel pipe. Her body was dwindling in the wind like a dry leaf. It was just a matter of time that she will face the same fate as Dr. Sharma, becoming one with wind. She was holding hard, but her strength was giving away. It was about time that she will let go, exhausted by the trauma and afraid for her life. It was about time. She prayed for maybe the first time in her life. She prayed for her mother. She prayed for Dr. Sharma if he was alive. She prayed for her long lost friend. She was ready to let go, but suddenly it stopped. The wind started to slow down. She can feel that the pressure has decreased on her body. The clouds has started scattering. It took maybe an hour or two for the winds to calm down. "It's time," said Dan at the Hurricane Control Department, ordering all the personnel to move back to their station and to start the relief work. All the choppers and rescue vehicles were dispatched. The satellite photos that came just in shows that the storm cell is declining and receding. It was a good sign that the storm has met its course. It has just stopped abruptly, without any sign, like the way it started. The rescue guards found the reporter and his crew in the backside of a Starbucks coffee shop. They were ice cold water, shivering with pain and numbness. They smiled on seeing the rescue department there. "They are really a long day for them," thought the reporter, thanking God. Sasha was in a very bad state. She got multiple lacerations because of the debris in here. She also had a rib cracked, but nothing too serious. She was totally in shock when they found her, shivering from the panic and quite disturbed by the day's incident. Dan was on a rampage, searching for his friend in all this chaos. He searched from ICUs to even morgues, but was unable to find him. He was really sad, as they were like brothers to each other, having no one but one another. He was really sad and heartbroken. He was so busy early that he forgot to call him, and when he got time, it was too late. He said to himself, "It's all my fault." Governor Manan Ali was striding back and forth in his office, really worried about the aftermath and the life and property destruction too. He was really worried about the situation in the state and was planning a visit to the town as soon as the current situation is under control. It was a sunny day. The sun was shining with all his might after the hurricane has passed, and was Mr. Sharma woke up in huge field, totally destroyed by the storm. He opened his eyes and tried to make a sense out things around him. For a while, he really thought he's dead. But as soon as the pain kicked in, It was really painful. He can feel a couple of his ribs broken, with cuts all over his body. A bone is protruding from his right arm, tearing through his skin. He was bleeding all over. It was really bad. He was feeling numb all over his left leg, and waylaying for a while. He thought, why I just can't die. It will be really good, as the pain was really unbearable. Suddenly, he heard the roaring blades of a chopper. A rescue helicopter has found him. He felt a surge of hope and happiness. It was really a great sight for him, seeing someone there saving him. He smiled a big grin, and above all, he felt safe. Thank you. To hold into anything around. In all this commotion, she caught something. It was a water pipe running across the room, must be part of the fire system. But Dr. Sharma was not fortunate enough. He got sucked into the raging clouds of wind. Sasha cried out his name, tried to give him her hand, but it was too late. He was gone. Sasha was grasping hard on the steel pipe. Her body was dwindling in the wind like a dry leaf. It was just a matter of time that she will face the same fate as Dr. Sharma, becoming one with wind. She was holding hard, but her strength was giving away. It was about time that she will let go, exhausted by the trauma and afraid for her life. It was about time. She prayed for maybe the first time in her life. She prayed for her mother. She prayed for Dr. Sharma if he was alive. She prayed for her long lost friend. She was ready to let go, but suddenly it stopped. The winds started to slow down. She can felt that the pressure has decreased on her body. The clouds had in his office, really worried about the aftermath and the life and property destruction too. He was really worried about the situation in the state and was planning a visit to the town as soon as the current situation is under control. It was a sunny day. The sun was shining with all his might after the hurricane has passed, and was Mr. Sharma woke up in huge field, totally destroyed by the storm. He opened his eyes and tried to make a sense out things around him. For a while he really thought he is dead. But as soon as the pain kicked in, it was really painful. He can feel a couple of his ribs broken, with cuts all over his body. A bone is protruding from his right arm, tearing through his skin. He was bleeding all over. It was really bad. He was feeling numb all over his left leg, and waylaying for a while. He thought, why I just can't die. It will be really good, as the pain was really unbearable. Suddenly, He heard the roaring blades of a chopper. A rescue helicopter has found him. He felt a surge of hope and happiness. It was really a great sight for him, seeing someone there saving him. He smiled a big grin, and above all, he felt safe. Thank you.